Hello, back again with another video. Well, I definitely want to make this video because people have been asking me, what is a boko? I basically uploaded a video earlier on, but I took it down due to the fact that I didn't have a clear head whatsoever when I was actually making that video. So I felt it wasn't really a good video. Well, I would definitely say this. A boko comes from the African word bokono. And, you know, Bokono in West African Vodou, that is like a voodoo priest itself. Now, when you talk of a Bokor in Haitian Vodou, it is a big difference from the African wording itself. You know, if we want to talk about a voodoo priest, in our tradition in Haitian Vodou, that is a wungan. Now, when it boils down to what people call a Bokor, this is more of similar to a African American hoodoo worker, a root worker. It is not a boko. He is voodoo and he is also not voodoo. You know, when I say this, it is to say that a boko is not religious in all reality. You know, there's a lot of people that, that are into different traditions when they take parts of voodoo and they turn around and say that they are boko. And there's a lot of people that are in Palo. Sorry. I mean, I know a lot of people that are in Palo, that basically say, oh, they got initiated into voodoo and now they are a boko, I guess because they've mixed up what they know from Palo with what they know about voodoo whatsoever. I've met a lot of people that are in the Palo Mayombe and they take parts of voodoo and now they say that they're a boko. It doesn't work like that. And, most of the people who actually claim this title have been through initiation. And, most of the time when you're dealing with initiation, that is not really something that deals with boko. Boko, as I said, is similar to what you find, in America with African Americans as hoodoo. A boko is a root worker. That's what he is. He does more than just, work with herbs. He has knowledge of working with law. But when it boils down to ceremonies, he's not ceremonial. You have some that are, but it all depends on who you are referring to as the boko, But when you talk about boko, it is something that evolved from the term, as I stated, bokono. But before the term boko came about, this was a term called wungamakut. Wungamakut, as Max Beauvoir actually stated, was the guy who carried everything with him, or his knapsack, basically, he was a guy that had everything with him, where he had basically, everything he needed, his tools, whatever. Everything he needed was with him in his knapsack. So this was the Wunga Makut, Now this independent worker, this independent spiritualist, basically he would basically be similar to, as a shaman. He was good with healing as well as doing dark magic as well. So even in hoodoo you find the same thing where you have most of these hoodoo workers, they're working roots and stuff like that, and they know how to do good and evil, working with spirits whatsoever, Now the thing about boko is that we can say that it's similar to the hoodoo man, but it is, we just had different experience in different places. Now our workings is different. But you can say that we have the same goal in mind in regards to the things that we do, but as far as when you talk about the differences itself, when I make this similarity thing, is that, just a practice. We make animal sacrifices. You may not find that in hoodoo, prevalent, like that's big. Not to say that it's not there, but to say most of the stuff that we deal with is, we work with, animals and stuff like that. Like we make animal sacrifices and stuff. We do a lot of things that, that would not be considered, that you won't find in hoodoo. But the basics is basically the same thing. Working with, herbs, herbs and, you know, medicines as well. I would say another thing about Bokor, which I forgot to mention, is poisons. Is that we basically specialize in toxicology, understanding poisons itself, you know, and this is something that a lot of people don't know about in the Western world. A lot of people, again, they jump on this bandwagon and say that they're Bokor, but you ask them about poisons, what do they know about poisons? You know, but this is just one of the things of our knowledge, you know, when we're talking about Bokor, you know. But again, you know, I gotta mention this. There's a lot of people that are in Palo, you know, that come about saying that, oh, well, you know, they got initiated in Voodoo, you know, and they are a Bokor. It doesn't work like that, you know, because most of the people that has been initiated in Voodoo, they've been initiated into Gada, you know. And when it comes down to Petois, a lot of these people are ignorant to basically Petois. You know, Petois is when you're talking about all the, you know, the aggressive law. And that falls into, you know, what many people of different private organizations actually work with, you know. When you're talking about, you know, Bokor, there's some that are affiliated, there's some that are not affiliated, you know. Just like you have your Wungas who has his own society, you have basically Bokors that have their own societies as well, communities. But unlike, you know, the Wunga, most of the Bokors things are in private. Everything is in secrecy. You know, most of the stuff, pretty much there isn't any open rituals. So you will not find, you know, open rituals where people are able to gather. It's one of those things, if you're in that and you're in the circle, then you're in. You know, it's not something that's open whatsoever. Most of the things that goes on behind the Bokor's door is unknown to basically most people. Most people just hear about the results of what we do, not what we do behind closed doors. You know, so other than that, I hope this video is very informative itself. I conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.